on top of this camel, and this man goes and he travels. Be it as it may, he lost his camel. Therefore, he lost everything that he owned. This man, imagine the level of dejectedness in his spirit. Imagine how distressed he is. Everything he owns is gone. Anyways, he decided he's going to retire to bed for good. I don't have anything left. I may as well go to sleep, hopefully never wake up, and that's the end of me. This man, while he was in this state, opens his eyes. Lo and behold, his camel returned in the middle of a desert. So he's so excited at the time, he says, make dua to Allah, Allahumma anta abdi wa ana rabbuk. Oh Allah, you're my slave and I'm your Lord. It's not like he made a mistake, clearly, but it's because he was so overwhelmed with joy at the time. It happens at time. The Prophet ﷺ said that when we make tawbah, Allah is more pleased with us than this man getting everything he owned back. Allah is more pleased when we return to him. But now let me tell you why I mentioned this story. Because this person made a mistake at that time. Last night, after the whole dua and everything was over, a brother came to me, he said, I make dua for you. I said, okay. I mean, people say this all the time. He said, I make dua for you, Rabbi zidni ilma. He said, I make dua for you, oh Allah, increase me in my knowledge. You're making dua for yourself this whole time. You come telling me you're making, Rabbi zidni, oh Allah, increase me in my knowledge. What does that have to do with you? But anyways, now, the third reflection, and this is what's related to why we had this khatar to begin with. And then somebody in the store, we just dropped off the kids and on their way back, random. A Muslim made salam with me again, like the biggest Ismail a couple of weeks ago maybe now. So this brother made, he said, oh, I listened to the khataras that you have in the masjid. Randomly in a store. I said, nice. He said, I'm on my way to Arkansas with my friends. I said, oh, cool. For what? He said, we're going to catch the solar eclipse tomorrow in just less than 14 hours from now. I said, my man, you just told the wrong person that news. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I wish I could. They're going to Arkansas, what, 3.5, 4 hours away? To check for 5 hours. To check out an eclipse. Let's go 1,400 years back. When an eclipse, the Prophet ﷺ, anything, any natural phenomena, it could have been a strong wind. كان حديث حذيفة رضي الله عنه كان إذا حزبه أمر فزع إلى الصلاة. Whenever he happened to face any difficulty, anything like this, a strong wind blew, he would at once resort to salah. You and I have been taught what to do in every single condition of our lives. There's not a stone unturned or untouched. Tomorrow, in 14 years, for those of you that are planning to go to Dallas or somewhere else where it's not going to be so cloudy, I just again pooped on your party. I apologize. But let me tell you, this is the sunnah. This is what we need to do. It's going to be here at around what? Maybe 12? What? 1:30?
125.
1:20. Where were you planning to go? You know exactly. I'm just kidding. I'm working. You're working. So at around 1:25, there is a salat specifically, exclusively that the Prophet ﷺ has taught us to perform at the time of a solar eclipse called Salatul Khusuf. It's a lunar eclipse, Salatul Khusuf. 2 rakats. There's different opinions as to how we can perform the salah, but it's 2 rakats. You can read, the Imam will read audibly, you can read loudly, and he will prolong the ruku' long. So those of you complaining about 20 rakats tonight, you tomorrow be ready for a long ruku'. Until now, the rukus and sujood, they were just short. But tomorrow's salat, inshallah, long ruku' with a long salah. The sunnah is that the Prophet ﷺ, now when this happened, by the way, it just so happened, the hadith of Imam Bukhari, that the Prophet ﷺ had a son. Ibrahim was his name. Ibrahim, radiallahu anhu, he died. He left this world, he moved on, and he passed away. At the same time, there was this eclipse. So the people started to say, hey, because the son of the Prophet ﷺ has passed away, this is why we have this natural phenomena. The Prophet ﷺ ascended the pulpit and said, hold on. إِنَّ الشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ آيَتَانِ مِنْ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ لَا يَنْخَسِفَانِ لِمَوْتِ أَحَدٍ. They are 2 of the signs of Allah, the sun and the moon. They don't eclipse for anybody. I mean, the Prophet ﷺ's son, this is as royal, as noble as, but no. They didn't eclipse because my son left this world. They don't eclipse for anybody. They do as Allah, the Almighty, orders them to do. وَالشَّمْسُ تَجْرِي لِمُسْتَقَرٍّ لَهَا ذَلِكَ تَقْدِيرُ الْعَزِيزِ الْعَلِيمِ. The Almighty Allah has proportioned, has appointed them a time. They've got their routine, they've got their schedule. With Allah's decree, leave, and permission, they do exactly as they've been ordered to do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُمْ It's an ayah, a verse of the Holy Quran, in which there's a sajda as well. The bottom line is, we don't make sujood to any of these creations. They are the creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala themselves. So there's this salat that the Prophet ﷺ would perform. From the time the eclipse would begin, the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, along with the Prophet ﷺ, they would rush to the masjid. This was common for them. It was a common practice. Any natural phenomena, any sort of natural disaster, anything small, like I said, a wind, a strong wind, they would at once resort to the masjid and they would hasten towards salah. They would begin to perform their salah. The Prophet ﷺ would perform the Salatul Kusuf. He would begin at the time the eclipse would begin. And he would only conclude at the time when the eclipse would subside. So this could take maybe even a couple of hours sometimes, maybe not this long is what we'll do. We'll probably just perform at least the minimum of 2 rak'ahs. We will prolong it a little bit, inshallah. We'll announce on the group as to what time we're praying or how we're going to go about this. But that brother who told me at the store just a little while ago, he's going all the way to Arkansas to take pictures, and it's not really us. Honestly, ponder over Allah's creation and reflect. But what the Prophet ﷺ has taught us to do is the best. Allah make it easy for us. Sorry.